You know, so far as I could tell, you know, being 2 years into this generation, and a lot of people are maybe still looking for this big advantage or disadvantage for one console or the other. I was pretty steadfast right from the beginning that, you know, Xbox and PlayStation 5 would be pretty similar for many reasons, but I also kind of want to point out that I feel like, to me anyway, that, you know, honestly, it's one of those things that doesn't matter as much, and I know it's like kind of a fanboy thing or whatever, but you know, like as far as I could tell, developers aren't going, especially big developers, they aren't going to take the extra time to take more advantage or, you know, of one or the other. They're not going to do that. And, you know, this is exactly something that I feel like, you know, gamers all around are talking about, but nobody wants to really kind of put a bow on it. What I mean by that is, you know, it's sort of like things are kind of up in the air. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I prefer Xbox Series X. I think that it is very much something that is there to make things as simple and easy as possible, and it really is. Like it's literally making things super simple, right? You download a game, it works. It's going to be the one that you use is the one for the console that you have. So if you have a Series S or X, boom, it downloads that version, you know, whatever, updates that version, so you're not stuck playing an old gen version. This was an issue. It's not so much an issue on PS5 anymore, but it was definitely one there for a while. You know, and a lot of the times, like with the saves as well, was very difficult on PlayStation, and actually made me quit a few games because, you know, I think that it sucks. Like in particular, Avengers. I bought Avengers, got it on PlayStation 4, played it some on my Pro, and then the PS5 came out, and I wanted to wait for the Spider-Man stuff to come out, so I ended up waiting a little bit for the next-gen update. Started to play it again, and it couldn't find my save file. Like, it's like, oh, well, you have to upload your PS4 version save file. Then you have to go click download it on this, and I did all that, and still none of it worked. Lost, you know, a good 6-7 hours of playtime. Kind of is what it is. So I played it on Xbox all the way through, you know. Just kind of crazy to think how some of these things come about. But with this type of news, when people are talking about like advantages for Xbox, you love to hear it, you know. Anyway, let's get started. I'm Crap Gamer. Merry Christmas. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please leave a like on the video, as I'm looking to get 100 likes on each of the videos that I do. A very small goal indeed, but one that I am looking to kind of accomplish anyway, so please bear with me with all that. Now, this is comes our way through Gaming Bolt. They actually did you know, an interview with the developer, and they're talking about, you know, the PlayStation 5 and the clock speed and the PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X, and it's kind of surprising results. The PlayStation 5 and Series X have been around, like I said, for a couple years, and a large portion of new games in that time have launched as cross-gen titles, and developers across the industry have nonetheless spent plenty of time with both of these consoles and been able to get a pretty good feel for their hardware capabilities. Comparing each other as well is something that we're starting to see more and more of. It isn't too much of a tangible difference between the two and what they're actually capable of, but does one have a leg up over the other. For instance, Xbox Series X 12 teraflop GPU with 52 compute units. The Series X processors is better than the PlayStation 5's 10.28 teraflops with 36 compute units. But what does it mean? So as per this interview, they interviewed the technical director of WRC Generations, and he talks about the PS5's faster clock speed, which again, this could be why some of these cross-gen titles slightly perform like 1 or second better or whatever on the PlayStation 5. He says he gives it a bit of an advantage, allowing developers more direct and simpler performance advantages. He says due to the clock speed, the PS5 gives us those advantages from the previous generation. Although the Xbox Series X's GPU raw performance is better, it requires a bit of parallelism to exploit the 52 compute units, and devs could do that in the long term, obtain better performance on the Xbox Series X. So basically saying, you know, as we go further and further into where we get less cross-gen, developers can further exploit what the Xbox Series X is more capable of. And this was something that I kind of stressed a little bit as well. Like, you know, when we look at what these gamers are getting. They're getting more now than ever, and it's just so strange to me that people kind of look at some of these things and go, oh well, you know, let's kind of, you know, pimp out this thing or whatever, you know what I mean? And you know, like, listen, I hate the fact that, you know, Microsoft gets looked at such a bad light these days, right? Like they are. Microsoft. A lot of people look at Xbox in such a terrible light. They still want to hold on to, you know, the past and you know, hey, they tried. Remember that time, you know, a million years ago when they wanted to do DRM and, you know, we all freaked out. Like, that stuff is so funny to me that people still want to bring that up. It's like, hey, let's not bring up the fact that Sony was trying to charge us $600 for a console one time, but let's bring up, you know, this thing that never even happened on the Microsoft side. They never charged that. They never did that. You know, like they rescinded all that stuff. You know, and to me, I just found it to be a little bit sort of ridiculous the way that people kind of reacted, and you know, it's just one of those things that I'm very disappointed in the way that people kind of react to this. And you know, I hope that, you know, at the end of the day, that Microsoft kind of, that's one of the reasons why I want them to be able to come back. You know, I want them to be able to compete against Sony. I feel like they've got a bum end of the deal when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So I do hope that they can get this worked out and they can get everything going, because the Series X, trust me, as someone who has an Xbox and a PlayStation 5, to me, it's just much easier. And if you know, the bonuses is like, I know nobody wants to talk about it, but you know, but the same people that were going, man, I can't wait to play, you know, Ghost of Tsushima again, you know, the remaster of that, or the remake of The Last of Us, or the Demon Souls, you know, the 7 or 8 remasters or remakes that PlayStation has, you know. And then those same people that are playing that stuff and can't wait to play that stuff are the same ones that are kind of bashing, bashing the ability to play older games through backwards compatibility, that are getting like updates and things like that. So one of the things that I love about the Xbox is the fact that, you know, the older games just work, and most of them are enhanced and, you know, look better than ever, and you don't even have to pay for any of that stuff. You know, it's just like the stuff works. So yeah, I do think that you know, it's one of those things that, you know, we kind of see from time to time. And you know, as a fan, I think that Microsoft got it right with this console, maybe more so than ever before. And I feel like Sony, I know what they were trying to go for with the PS5. You know, hey, we got this solid state drive or whatever, but at the same time, I think that that's going to really kind of, you know, not going to be what they promised, due to the fact that they got to put stuff on, you know, PC now as well. You know, that's unfortunate. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for rocking out with me, having a great day. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Rack 'em up, crap gamer out.